Karen permanently bans me from martial arts class, and all I did was disable her son. Okay.
OP.
This is OKOP. I'm Samuel Donner.
And I'm John Frye.
And we tell the funniest stories on the internet. And John, I got some karate action for you.
Hiya!
Or at least martial arts.
Nice.
Karen permanently bans me from martial arts class, and all I did was disable her son.
Come on, that's all he did?
Yeah, just made him a quadriplegic. No big deal.
Oh, goodness.
Before I start this story, I have to add a bit of backstory. I'm a 19-year-old male, and when I was younger, around 14, I used to do Taekwondo classes. I was a black belt at the time, and I really enjoyed it. Damn, black belt at 14.
Dude,
okay.
this kid's crushing it.
Little bro, he's a crime fighting man in the streets. We had a few incidents where parents would take their aggressive kids into class for a free trial, but they were mostly dealt with by the instructor. But nothing makes my blood boil like this incident I'm about to get into. I did Taekwondo on every Tuesday and Thursday for about an hour. Well, on Thursdays, I was in an age requirement class, which was 13 plus. So most kids had common sense, and it was tougher than Tuesdays, which had no age requirement. And what I was doing is I was helping the instructor teach, as I had done training for it, which helped me get a job, which helped me get the job because I was planning on working on a place like that at some point. So one Tuesday afternoon, 10 minutes after the class has started, an entitled mom runs up the stairs making a ruckus with her whining entitled kid who looked about 7 years old. The instructor lets me know that I'll take over for a while as he goes and assists entitled mom and entitled kid. While I'm showing the class, who are mostly young kids around 7 to 9, how to do a certain punch, the entitled kid bursts through the door and runs straight over to the punching bags.
Oh, God.
He proceeds to push me over as I was crouching, which, bro, you're a black belt and you're letting some 7-year-old push you over? I'm calling into question your Taekwondo skills,
Truly,
mister.
Wouldn't you at least be adept enough to know, all right, he's coming. I need to, uncrouch out of the way or something.
Bro, you should be ready for any attack.
Yeah, come on.
He proceeds to push me over as I was crouching and start punching the bag. I stand up immediately and say to the entitled kid in an unhappy tone, "Hey, you can't be doing that to others." He immediately stopped punching the bag and says, I kid you not, "F off, you punt."
Oh, what? This kid is 7?
I stare in shock at the kid who was younger than most of the people in the room that was using language that I wouldn't even use on my worst day. The entitled kid then skips away like nothing ever happened. Tra-la-lee, tra-la-da. And honestly, something did happen. He just freaking took OP's black belt away from him by besting him in the art Taekwondo.
He karate chopped his brain.
Yeah, bam. While still in shock, I continued the class as I would tell the instructor after he returned about the incident. I look over to entitled kid who was saying something to entitled mom, which I assume was about me, while she was purchasing, and that was all while she was purchasing a uniform. She stops and looks over at me in pure disgust and says something to the instructor who had a confused look. That's when another kid grabbed my arm and asked for my help with a punch. I gladly go over and help him get out of the situation. I like to think I gladly go over and I'm like, "Here, this is how you do it." Punch him in the face. About 10 minutes later, the entitled kid comes out of the toilets wearing a uniform with a wet stain on it already, which we can all agree what that was.
Yikes.
Well, I don't know what it is. Is it pee pee or poo poo?
I guess it's pee. Like
pee pee.
That's the only possible explanation, because there'd be like a stain, like a dark stain versus a wet stain.
That's true. And then what he does is the 7-year-old proceeds to start talking to other kids about his Minecraft world, which I guess is
a very 7-year-old thing to do.
I don't know, dude. I used to talk about my RuneScape world back in the day.
Oh, man, the OG.
OG. That's a deep cut. Luckily, the instructor overheard this and went over to tell entitled kid to listen or sit out, in which he replies, "Fine." The instructor informs me that he will take over again and I should put the punching bags back. I do as he says and then go grab a drink and sit down while waiting for him to call me in for a demonstration. And then what he does is he does a certain hair grab escape, which I guess is a Taekwondo move. After the demonstration, the class partners up and does it with each other, in which entitled kid comes up to me with the biggest grin on his face and asks if he can be my partner.
Not with your wet pants.
Yeah, get that wet willy away from me.
Oh, goodness.
I reluctantly agree as he pulls my arm while running into a spot, and he says he wants to grab my hair first. I knew exactly what he was going to do, but I gave him the benefit of the doubt. He then grabs my hair with his full force, laughs, and pulls me, in which I respond by kicking the back of his leg so he would fall over onto the mat. Which I guess, like, if you're gonna fight with the big boys, you're gonna be treated like a big boy.
It kind of is what it is. A little
sweep
bit.
the leg, OP. When he fell, he decided not to let go of my hair, but to pull me down with him, in which he had pulled my hair out. Which honestly, bro, if you're looking to fight, like that's the best move.
Whoa.
I just think OP is not prepared for his black belt to be taken away from him by a 7-year-old.
Once again, like the 7-year-old with seemingly no training has like outdone you. So
yeah, bro,
what
this
are
man
we doing
is like
here?
freaking Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan up in this bit. After that, I yelled at him saying, "Why in the heck would you do that?" When his entitled mom looks over and says to me, "You little crap, get off my son, you pedo." I start to stand up while holding my head, and the entitled kid starts yelling he can't feel his leg.
Oh, God.
Which, like, okay, just for a second, OP was the one that swept the leg. The kid was just holding on to the hair. So if OP didn't sweep the leg, maybe he'd still have some hair.
This is true.
This is true.
Maybe the kid would feel his legs.
Yeah. The entitled mom comes and whacks me straight in the face with her handbag. Like, low key, OP is just not prepared for any attack. Like, he's a big black belt and all, but he can't defend himself from a 7-year-old in a handbag.
OP is below a white belt. Like, he's basically nothing.
Yeah, he's worse than a 7-year-old, obviously. She hits me in the face with the handbag as the instructor comes up and yells at us to get out, in which I grab my bag and walk out the door with a giant bruise on my face as I wait for the bus. A car pulls up to me, and it's none other than entitled mom and entitled kid themselves. Entitled mom says, "You will be hearing from us very soon. My son is permanently disabled, and you will pay for all the bills." She then grabs a full water bottle and throws it at me and speeds off while the entitled kid is grinning at me. Entitled kid had last laugh, bro. Fast forward a couple days later, and I receive an email from my Taekwondo class saying I'm banned from the place for badly injuring a child and that I would not receive a refund for the rest of the year's classes. I'm writing this story because I was recently unbanned from that place as the company is running short on members and is going to shut down and can't keep up. Honestly, I think this is another situation where the OP is wrong. Like, you shouldn't drop kick a 7-year-old.
No.
Especially, like, it sounds like he broke the leg of the 7-year-old.
Yeah, I'm very curious because, like, if a 7-year-old is grinning like that, is there something up? Like, I'm curious.
I mean, the 7-year-old's definitely mischievous. Like that we can all agree on. But as what I think OP is supposed to be 14 at this stage, like OP is supposed to be a little bit more put together than a 7-year-old. I don't know. I think OP is the a-hole here.
I could also see him being like it's like a petty teenager. I mean, if that kid really is disabled, that is a big problem.
Yeah, and also like lawyers.
Oh yeah, of course.
I mean, it looks like all the comments are on OP's side. I have maybe I'm just not seeing something.
We need to research the Reddit OP bias where people are biased.
People are super biased,
and also like
towards OP.
It's like that trope of like, am I the a-hole for like saving a puppy or whatever? Maybe they're just so conditioned that they just automatically think that OP is not the a-hole.
Yeah. And I mean, I think this is a situation like the mom definitely shouldn't have hit him with the bag, but like, I don't know, drop kicking a 7-year-old's never a good move.
Yeah. And I don't know. It sounds like it could have been like excessive force.
Yeah. But you know what you should always assault with excessive force?
The freaking subscribe button.
Subscribe, follow us, get on the podcast, get on the Spotify, get on the YouTube, the TikTok. Support us. We appreciate it.
And we'll see you next time.
See you soon.